Guys, Michael Edward with True Trading Group. Another crazy day in the shippers. This is now day 3 of the chaos, November 7th. Seems like they're taking turns. First was DCIX, then it was Tops. Today it was RLOG, RLOG. And with this video, I'm going to talk and explain to you guys how to use the VWAP to place a trade. Okay. VWAP is the volume weighted average price. It's essentially the average price that the shares have been traded at. So if you have a stock trades between $1.20 and $1, but most of the volume goes off at $1, between $1.15 and $1.20, and everything below that was a lot lighter, the VWAP is not going to be dead smack in the middle at $1.10. It's not the average from the low and the high. It's the average of where all the volume is being traded. Okay, and it could be a good indicator to use intraday. Okay, when you're talking about looking at day trade, trying to find support or resistance levels. And I'm going to walk you through how to use this indicator to enter a trade, because we used it today to call a trade in RLOG, and members absolutely crushed it. Let me just show you what some of the members were saying today in chat. This chat's really making me improve. Thanks, guys. We'll be here for a long time. I put that in there because I always love to see that stuff, to see that people are doing well and they're actually learning and becoming better traders from being part of True Trading Group. Here, RLOG in 95, out $1.40. Guys, that's like a 45% gain, maybe a little bit more. Thanks, guys, for RLOG. Just made $450. I'm having a very green day today, too. Thanks, guys. Up 1,200 for the day. Just added another 400 today. I mean, people were just absolutely crushing it today in chat. And we have this RLOG to thank for it. So let me get right to it and explain to you the VWAP. This orange line you see on my screen is the VWAP for RLOG. Okay. Now, the VWAP is not always going to be support or resistance. Sometimes a stock will just trade right through it. Okay. But what I like to do, what I like to use VWAP is in conjunction with some other major area of support or resistance. For example, with RLOG, the VWAP at the time that we placed the trade off of that was $1. Now, $1 is a very important psychological level for stocks. Okay, it's important when stocks break above it. It's important when stocks break below it. So you always need to take notice, and you always need to pay attention whenever a stock breaks above or below $1 or is trading around $1 and starts to get volume. It could be a very, very key indicator of the trend of a stock. That dollar mark is usually a crucial or key pivot area for a stock. So if you have a VWAP that's right at $1, which you see right here in RLOG, okay, after RLOG had this big, huge explosion, okay, from 70 cents all the way up to $1.24, okay, just a huge move, all right. Everybody started watching RLOG and started looking for, okay, when can we get a continuation off of this move, because we did not catch this initial break. So the stock starts to pull in, actually breaks back below $1, which we didn't really like. I said, guys, I want to see it now hold above $1, and the VWAP was there, and it kind of broke down below it, and we said, okay, you know what? I'm not really going to look at this stock until it gets back above $1. Right at 11 o'clock, here it is. It pops back above $1 and also pops above VWAP. Now, prior to this, VWAP meant nothing. Okay, look, the VWAP was not support. It broke down below it right here. Okay, you can see right here the stock broke below VWAP, so it wasn't really holding support. But then at 11 o'clock, after it spiked back above $1, you can see for the next about 20 minutes or so, the stock was holding above this VWAP. Look at that. Look at how it's just sitting on that VWAP right here, guys, just holding above for a solid 20-25 minutes. That's a great sign. That is a bullish sign. So not only is the stock holding above VWAP, but it's holding above the crucial dollar mark. That is when I like to start to get long in front of VWAP. It's not when it's just the VWAP by itself. I like to use it in conjunction with some other major areas. Okay, not only maybe is it the whole dollar mark, maybe it's a certain retracement level on a Fibonacci. Okay, maybe it's your 50 line or your 38.2 line on your Fibonacci. And that's what I look for when I try to buy in front of VWAP. Because if you just bought in front of VWAP here the first time, it kind of broke right through it very quickly. You can see on this one candle how it spiked down below, it popped above it, and then got back down below it. So it really wasn't able to hold. Okay, I'd like to see the stock hold above that VWAP like you saw here for about 15, 20 minutes or so. Okay, and then you can look to start to get long and use this VWAP as your support area as the stock just continues to push off of it. So you see after it held support here, it pushes off, pulls back in, and then holds above VWAP once again, and then gives you this nice big strong green candle, and then ends up running it off and making new highs. That's how you use VWAP, guys. Okay, I like to use it. Some people will trade around and trade off that VWAP just solely on that. Okay, doesn't hold true every time. You need to see some other area or some other level that the VWAP is lining up with that adds to your conviction of, okay, this is a support level. And that's what we saw in RLOG with that crucial $1 mark. And there's your support on the VWAP, and then you get this continuation move. And we nailed it. We nailed it. We absolutely nailed it. It was an amazing trade. Now let me show you an example of a stock that if you were trying to buy in front of VWAP, you would have driven yourself crazy. And that was MYO yesterday. All right, let me pan this out. Here's your MYO. After the stock breaks out and explodes, you see it holding kind of the VWAP just kind of pushing the stock higher right here, this yellow line, pushing, pushing, pushing. Okay, its first pull in to retest that VWAP, it holds, and it bounces off of it. Then it holds again, holding support, tries to push off right here, can't, ends up falling down, breaking back below VWAP. Now, once the stock breaks down below VWAP, what do you see? It starts acting as resistance right here and again right here. Then the stock breaks back above VWAP. As soon as it breaks through VWAP, what do you see? It starts to hold support. Look at that. Twice it held support. Then it breaks back down below, and then you can see for the whole rest of the day, resistance. So this MYO is a really good example of the importance of VWAP, because you can see how it's support. When it gets broken to the downside, it becomes resistance. Then it gets broken to the upside, it becomes support. Gets broken to the downside, becomes resistance. Okay, you can very clearly see that in this chart. But what you're not seeing is the stock holding this VWAP and pushing continue higher, because there wasn't another area to look for. There wasn't another indication of a support level. The first time that we actually were thinking about going after this long in this MYO was right in here around 12:30, but it's 12:30. What does that mean? One of my rules, guys, is that I really like to stay away from entering a position during lunchtime, because very often those lunchtime breakouts tend to fail. Okay, and I think that's really the only thing that was stopping MYO from continuing higher, because this was a great chart pattern. It was holding the VWAP support, but it was 12:45. And the stock didn't have enough strength to push and make a run towards the high, ended up rolling over back below VWAP, and then traded sideways for the rest of the day in between $8 and $10, going back and forth, below VWAP, above VWAP, below VWAP. Okay? So it's not necessarily a golden rule that you have to, it's always buy in front of VWAP and always sell in front of VWAP, but it is an important area on a stock intraday, and you need to pay attention to where that VWAP is in comparison to how the stock is trading and what chart patterns that you see and where you see support and where you see resistance, because that VWAP can be the difference between you pulling the trigger or not. It can be the difference of giving you that extra sense of conviction when you think a stock is holding a support level or is breaking through a resistance level, like we saw with RLOG. When it got back above $1, it started holding above $1, and it wasn't just $1, it was the VWAP. And that's what gave us the conviction to get long, and that's what gave us the opportunity to catch this nice strong move in RLOG, and our members banked on it, and it was just an awesome day. Congrats. I'll see you in chat tomorrow.